Behind the Badge, brought to you by Big O Tires, the team you trust.
Welcome back. Most law enforcement officers tend to shy away from the spotlight as they perform their duties.
But that's not an option for one West Jordan Police Department officer. In tonight's Behind the Badge report, ABC4's Rick Aaron introduces us to a sergeant whose job is to be in front of the TV cameras.
Yeah, Sergeant J.C. Holt's face is probably familiar to many of you news viewers because when something big happens in West Jordan, he is right there at the scene to tell us what's going on.
There was a collision, seems like kind of a side collision, bike into the side of the vehicle.
We have multiple people in custody right now. We also have witnesses on scene that are helping us, explaining, to our officers what they saw.
And I am told that they did recover a firearm from him on scene.
As the West Jordan PD's public information officer, we've heard Sergeant Holt talking about dozens of incidents.
It appeared that he had that gun pointed to his head, so the officer backed off just a little bit. The neighborhood, I think, is certainly in shock of what's happening here behind us, and it's alarming.
But until now, we've never heard him talk about himself.
I'm not the typical story, I guess you would say, where I grew up and thought I would go into law enforcement as an adult.
But at the age of 21, he became an officer with the Department of Adult Parole and Probation.
I thought, this looks fun. Maybe I'll go do this for a couple of years.
That couple of years is now nearly 2 decades. Sergeant Holt has worked for the WJPD as a patrol officer and an investigator, where he became an expert in domestic violence cases. He now teaches for the Utah Domestic Violence Coalition and helped develop a lethality assessment protocol that's used by over 70 agencies throughout the state. It was 8 years ago when he was approached about becoming the public face of the WJPD.
Being a public information officer is sort of something you get voluntold to do. The department comes to you and they say, hey, we think that you would be good at this and we need help. We would appreciate if you'd be willing to help us.
Now, in addition to supervising a patrol shift, he often has to drop everything and race to a location to deal with reporters and photographers.
And it's tricky to navigate because these cases are sensitive, and so we often get up and don't tell half of the story of what's going on, and we can't because we know that after an arrest is made, the case has a long ways to go. Mr. Johnson.
He's been interviewed on numerous high-profile cases, such as the double murder of Tony and Catherine Butterfield.
It's very unfortunate. We're dealing with 2 parents that have been murdered. It was difficult for me knowing, that family had been decimated. The parents are gone and the children are left, and then, having the responsibility of standing up and telling the story of what we could tell, and just the emotion of the whole thing. It was heavy.
Sergeant Holt says it's hard to make long-term plans when you never know when the next story will break, so he stays in the present.
Making sure that when I get here today that I'm doing the best job I can today. When tomorrow comes, I'll think about tomorrow, and I'll think about it in the same fashion, just taking it one day at a time.
Sergeant Holt says he's approaching 20 years of service and he may think about doing something else one day, but until then he'll keep racing out to accidents and crime scenes to deal with reporters like me and answer a million questions so that you can be informed. For Behind the Badge, Rick Aaron, ABC4 News.